The PPC is entirely based on the pre-designed format. It attempts to execute and implement all the activities and operations according to the set plan. All operations should be executed in a proper manner with a close visual on all facts, ensuring that the time period and the stipulated costs should not go beyond the reach, and it should be done under the expected or the agreed policies. These costs are including the cost of asset, capital cost of the facility and the labor. In general, production planning control consists of several steps. The first step being the forecasting of the demand of the customers for the product and the services. The next step is the advanced preparing of the production budget. Then comes the design of the factory or the facility layout. The fourth step is the specification of the types of machines and the equipment. The fifth step is the appropriate production requirement of the raw material, labor and machinery. The sixth step is the drawing of the schedule of the production. The next step is the confirmation of the shortage or any excess of the end product. In the next step, the future plans are drawn for any sudden surge in the demand for the product. And last but not the least, the rate and scale of production is set up, which is then broken into realistic time periods and scheduling. And now if you see here, this is the production activity and the information flow diagram. What we have discussed in the steps of PPC, it is being given here, it is being elaborated here in a graphical format. So first, let's understand about the decision hierarchy, which is in the middle column. Here, first is the forecasting, that is the Purvanuman, which was like a tarot card reader for any industry. Followed by that, we have strategic planning. It comes under production planning. And then aggregate production planning and disaggregation. This is followed by production scheduling. And finally, shop floor control. As you have seen in many showrooms where shop floor management has been given very much priority. Then we have the product flow, which is given in the leftmost column here. Subsequently, the first one is the raw material, the vital one, the vital component. And it is in turn connected or interrelated with the third hierarchy or the third flow, that is of support functions that we will discuss. So the raw material is then followed by fabrication plant, where the fabrication of the raw material is done, followed by assembly, followed by distribution centers, and followed by retailer, and finally to the customer. And then we have support functions. Support functions has administrative functions. This is where the actual management comes into play. Here, the design of the product, the process planning, the marketing of the product is done, as well as the manufacturing support. Now all these three flows are interrelated. The fabrication plant and the assembly plant are in turn interrelated with the decision hierarchy in the aggregate production planning and the strategic planning. The customer is in turn interrelated with the production scheduling. The rise and fall of customer is purely dependent about the schedule of the production, and they are also related, directly proportional with the product design. If one particular product fails in the market, this is purely dependent upon the design of the product, because a customer first of all sees the design. Very few people are there who sees the quality and the performance. They first see the design. It doesn't matter how much proficient, how much superb your product is. Let's say you are having a very good car which runs like hell, which gives very good mileage, but its exterior is not appealing. What will happen? The customer will not buy it. So the rise and fall of customer is directly proportional to product design. Then the administrative functions like the purchasing, payroll, finance and accounting, these all are directly related with the aggregate production planning. And last but not the least, the shop floor control is directly related with the manufacturing support. So these three factions, the product flow, decision hierarchy and the support function, completely integrates to the product activity or the production activity and the information flows. Now this production planning and control PPC essentially has three stages. First is the planning stage, next is the execution of the plan, that is the action stage, and finally the monitoring state or the evaluation state. All these three stages are very much important from the point of view to production, because without planning no production work can take off at all. The foremost thing which is required for any production is proper planning.